Bruce, you must have something really good too.
Of course I do. It's Bruce Danielson, and I guess I'm here to entertain you too.
Call this informational meeting Tuesday, November 23rd, 2021 to order. First order of business would be committee reports. Councillor Starr, Multicultural Center.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Briefly, the Board of Directors met last week, and one of the things that we're spending a lot of time on is planning and what does the Multicultural Center need to be, what activities should we be doing, how do we celebrate our diversity in our community. So we got right past all the financials and the hard work, and then what do we want to be when we grow up after we're approaching a 25th anniversary in December, or in January is going to be 25 years that the Multicultural Center's been there. So rest assured financials are in good shape in a transition period without a full-time executive director. And like I said, if you have any input or any suggestions of what it should be or where we move forward, I'd sure be happy to take that input and pass it along to the rest of the Board of Directors.
Thank you. Thank you for your hard work on that.
Thanks.
And for those of you that are viewing from home, I will just relay that we do have several councilors that are on the phone today. So this time I'll turn to council remarks. Any council remarks at this time? Councilor Neitzer.
Yeah, I did attend the lottery drawing for the cannabis licenses, and I want to say that, and that was run jointly between the city attorney's office, finance staff who do like bid lettings and things like that, and our city clerk. And I want to say that it came off, I think, very professional. It was very well run, and I got a sense in the room that I think everybody, regardless of where they were drawn, I think it was something that everybody felt was fair and impartial, and I think it really was done well. So credit and kudos to all of the departments that took part in such an important event.
Thank you, and thank you for all your hard work on that too, Councilor Neitzer. Any other council remarks? Hearing none, we'll move into the most important presentation that we have on our agenda today, the Visitor Center Management Services. Jackie Nelson.
Good afternoon, Jackie Nelson, Parks and Recreation Administrative Manager. So talking to you today about the Falls Park Visitor Center Management Agreement. So the current agreement expires on December 31st of this year. It currently is a 5-year agreement. The new agreement that we'll be presenting to you here in 2 weeks will be a new 9-month term effective January 1st of 2022, expiring September 30th of 2022. The reason being for that 9 months is there are current discussions between the Chamber and Experience Sioux Falls regarding potential separate legal status for Experience Sioux Falls. So currently the agreement is with the Chamber. It would continue to be with the Chamber. However, knowing there's discussions taking place, we wanted to do kind of a shortened time frame for this agreement just because of the discussions going on in regard to the legal status. The September 30th deadline date coincides with the end of the Chamber's fiscal year, so we thought that would be a good day to terminate this agreement. However, we have put a clause in, or a 60-day termination clause, that the city can exercise if discussions are finalized sooner than later. So if we need to redo the agreement earlier than September 30th, we certainly can. In regard to this new agreement, beyond the 9-month term, just a few other changes. So first, some clarity, the agreement is with the Chamber on behalf of the CVB, and within the agreement, you'll also see Experience Sioux Falls reference, the new name for CVB. Section 3, under scope of services, we did update the language in number 5. So we removed specific magazine titles, specific documents that were referenced in the past as mediums and materials advertising changes over time. So instead we just made it very generic and said other print and digital marketing. And then section 9 we did update as well. So we updated it where the hours of operations will be submitted to the director or director delegate, and then we would approve prior to them stating those new hours. In the past, they did give us specific hours when they would be open and closed, but as we all know, COVID comes and things happen, and sometimes we're not open when they say we should be. So we made this more of a seasonal, an ease for seasonal operations, where every season they can give us their hours of operation approved by the director, and then we can follow along accordingly. And beyond that, there were really no other changes to the agreement, so relatively minimal. In regard to timeline, the Park Board did approve this agreement back on November 17th. I'm here today talking to you at the Informational, and we will present this management agreement to you on December 7th. And then after the 20 days, this would be effective January 1st for that 9-month period. I do have Terry Ellis Schmidt here with me from Experience Sioux Falls, if you have any questions.
Thank you. Counselors, are there any questions at this time? I see no questions and hear none, and I would just like to thank all those involved for keeping their eye on the ball and realizing that there's a lot of external noise going on at this time for all of this, and to protect the city for everything they do. So I really appreciate your presentation. It's pretty brief, as Councilor Selberg said we all were going to be tonight. So thank you.
Excellent.
At this time, we'll have public comment. Anybody from the public here to speak on this? Seeing none, we're going to go to adjournment. Thank you very much for attending.